Or, who writes all this rubbish? Could be right. Oh, will it all be plain sailing, or will they be plunged into a life-threatening natatorial catastrophe? Let us see.
Sail for TGB, stormy waters, we go sailing. I get seasick, I go grieving. We went sailing down in Weymouth Bay, lost a tiller, what a killer. Couldn't steer straight, lost our way. Me and Jerry met the ferry down in Weymouth Bay. Tangled anchors, merchant bankers, towed to Jersey, what a day. We were tacking, it was cracking. We were tacking across the bay. But we floundered and we foundered, so we sank there in the bay. We are sinking, we are sinking. Call the Coast Guard, send Mayday. Keep on bailing, I can't swim, mate. Here they come now, we are safe. We are sinking, we are sinking. Call the Coast Guard, send Mayday. Keep on bailing, I can't swim, mate. Here they come now, we are saved.
Shall I throw you a buoy?
Don't mess about, I'm really drowning.
Great. Graham Harding, together of course with David Coble. And David, as you will know, is the chairman of the Woodlanders, and he and his lovely wife Yvonne do so much for us, and we are so grateful to them. And Yvonne, as many of you will know, is responsible for all of the costumes, not just this year, but many years in the past. And there's a vast amount of work in that, and a wonderful job she does. We're so delighted that members of the family are here, together with the two grandchildren, Max and Imogen. And Max and Imogen, well done. Give them a few years and they'll be stars as well. Now, our beloved, as well as the Olympics, of course, this summer was, one of the highlights was the our beloved Queen's Diamond Jubilee, wasn't it? The Queen was able, together with many members of her family, to go to a number of Olympic venues and enjoy the events, where I suspect they discussed the bare essentials of royal life and had a shot at putting right matters of royal prerogative. Let us see whether that is so as we take a peep over a garden hedge at Highgrove.
Hello. Oh, how are you? And what do you do?
Not a lot, sir.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome indeed to my garden here at Highgrove. I'd like to show you one of my favourite parts. This is my box hedge, my favourite. I think of it as the royal box hedge. Yes. But I do feel rather depressed these days, I'm afraid. I feel as if I'm over the hill without ever having got to the top. Oh, it's a shame.
Diamonds are forever.
Oh, Mummy, hello, there you are. Mummy, you're like a summer's day.
Oh, Charles, thank you. How lovely.
You never stop blooming raining.
So sorry, Charles. I intend to live forever. So far, so good.
Oh, Father! Hello, how are you?
Very well. Very good of you to send me that lovely 91st birthday present.
Oh, you're welcome, yes.
I was out in the garden and a young lady came up to me and said, I can offer you super sex.
Yes.
So I said, I'll have the soup, please.
Charles.
Oh, Camilla! Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Yes.
I was wondering, how many people work at Buckingham Palace?
Oh, about half of them.
Oh, there you are, not lost in maze.
No, Mummy, I'm here.
Do you know, I was visiting Iran recently, and I was standing waiting to be introduced to the president. And I said to him, where is the Shah? And he said, oh, we are now a republic. We got rid of him. There is no Shah. So I said, well, I'll just have to have a bath then.
Charles,
Oh, hello, Father, back again.
went to one of those Falklands War veterans thingies, get-togethers the other day.
Yes.
Yes. The MOD said they couldn't award any medals because it wasn't a formal war. So they've offered each man a bonus of £2 per inch, measured on any part of his body. So the first fella comes up, big chap he was, 6'3". He wanted to be measured from the top of his head to the tip of his toes. That's 75 inches, 150 quid. Next chappie wants to be measured from fingertip to fingertip. That was 70 inches, so he got 140 quid. The third chappie really threw them there.
Why was that?
They want to be measured from the tip of his nose to the end of his what's-it.
Why was... That doesn't seem very far.
It was, son. He had it shot off in Port Stanley.
Look after the crown jewels, boy! Look after the crown jewels.
Charles,
Camilla, darling, yes?
I'm afraid I have something to confess.
Oh, really?
When I got back from the ball the other night to Highgrove, I said to Jeeves the butler, I said, Jeeves, come upstairs. And he said, yes, Mum. And I said, Jeeves, come into the bedroom. And he said, yes, Mum. And I said, Jeeves, take off my dress. And then I said, Jeeves, take off my underwear.
And your point, darling?
If he doesn't stop wearing my clothes, he'll have to go.
Just got back from a royal visit to Bongo Land last week. Over there we met this little pygmy fella in the jungle, very tiny he was. Stood next to this ruddy great elephant. I said to him, did you catch him? He said, yes, sir. I said, what with? He said, my club. I said, must have been a big club. He said, yes, there's about 400 of us.
Charles,
Yes, darling?
this picture in the paper doesn't do me justice.
Justice? It's not justice you want, my dear, it's mercy.
What? Oh, me? You mean me? Oh, right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead, boy.
Well, I've got to go to a fancy dress party and I've got a thing to wear. I just do not know what to do or wear. Could you suggest anything?
Well, I'm a bit busy at the moment. You see, I've got all these people here. Why don't you ask Kate? She's got nothing on.
Charles,
Yes, darling?
have you any luck appointing the new footman?
Oh, well, no. We came very close yesterday. It was a shame, really. we had this chap, you see, did the interview, fine. And then we got to the bit, we had to ask him to drop his trousers, you see. Oh, well, it's for the knees at Balmoral, the kilts and all that, you know. It's very, very important. Anyway, it was fine, but I'm afraid he was an Australian and he failed on poor command of English.
Oh, how come?
Well, I asked to see his testimonials.
Tom,
Yes, Father.
how did the trip to Australia go?
Oh, very well indeed, Father. Thank you very much. I got this didgeridoo for Camilla.
Jolly good trade, son.
Hello, Mummy.
I'd just like to have the last word.
As always.
Charles, tell me, why were you wearing that rather bizarre headgear on the news recently?
Oh, that was all Princess Anne's fault.
You know, how come?
Well, I said I was going to see the Olympic flame thingy, you see, and she's on the committee, so I thought I'd ask her.
But why were you wearing a red fur deerstalker?
Well, I said I was going to see it in Frome, and she said, Frome, wear the fox hat.
Don't think about that last one too long. We'll all be for the high jump after that. Now, no Woodlands show would be complete without a soliloquy from our marvellous monologist, here telling us all about Albert Ramsbottom and Albert's experience at the Olympics. Will you welcome, please, Mr. Michael Cole. Hey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start recounting this tale, could you just check next door to see if everybody's awake? If not awake, just check they're still alive, please. When Albert... No, that's the wrong start.
Is it?
When London were awarded 2012 Olympic Games, Albert Ramsbottom were excited and upbeat. Though now well over 80, he started training hard, for he were right determined to compete. First, he swam to the Isle of Man every morning, stopped off for a quick cup of tea, then swam back to Blackpool at lunchtime for fish and chips with hot mushy peas. He took the mud guards and basket off his dad's bike, pumped up tyres, oiled sprockets and chain, then rode it to Bolton, and then rode straight back, twice as quick as you do it on train. He'd run up the beach of an evening to Fleetwood, then straight back to Lytham St Anne's, turn round and run back home to Blackpool. That's 25 miles across sands. Have you checked they're still alive next to you? Well, news of Albert reached Team GB headquarters on how fast he could swim, bike and run. So they put him with them two brothers, Brownlee, to try out for his first triathlon. Oh, somebody's awake then. Well, Albert beat both of them brothers and set a new world record time. Win it race by 45 minutes, even though not quite yet in his prime. So they picked him for London Olympic triathlon. He'd start red hot favourite, odds on. He got millions of fans right across country, with the Queen top at list, #1. Well, Her Majesty telephoned Lord Cole to ask if Albert could run torch relay, because she had to open a crematorium in Blackpool, and she'd like to see him live there on the day. Albert run with the torch down the seafront, but 3 corgis shot out across his path. The poor fellow couldn't avoid them. Dropped torch, fell straight on his backside. Nobody knew where they'd come from, but they left in a big maroon car, chauffeured even. with a very smart, silver-haired older lady and a young red-haired chap shouting, "Sorry, so sorry, Grandma." Poor Albert. Did you hear anything?
Yes.
Poor Albert! I don't know if you're taking this serious. This is getting very tragic now. And it could get even worse. Poor Albert had broken both ankles, which Blackpool Hospital could not repair. 2 amputations brought in blade prosthetics, and McLaren built him a wheelchair. Albert had to switch to Paralympics, but soon made 400 metres top grade, where he'd race against that Oscar Pistorius, who, Oscar, objected to both Albert's blades. It was more tragic than that, I tell you. Poor Albert couldn't do Paralympics. So Queen flew him to Palace next day. So he took his stick with the horse's head handle to help make his blades point right way. The Queen said, "If I'm not mistaken, your stick's handle is simply divine. One loves the design of the cranium. Delightful, so long and equine." Don't you think that bit's good? Mr. Ramsbottom, please may I have it? Now kindly drop down on one knee. She stood holding his stick with great feeling, whilst quite pensively sipping her tea. Then touching the stick to each shoulder, she said, "Against this, swords just can't hold a candle. May I use this in future for knighthoods? Your stick with the horse's head handle." Arise now, Sir Albert Ramsbottom, for a knight of the realm you now are. Such a shame you couldn't do both Olympics, 'cause some prat let them dogs out of car. Now I'm going to let you into a secret. 4 of you, one has grown very fond. We're flying off for some parachute training with Tom Daly, Chris Hoy and James Bond.
There we are, that marvellous soliloquy, written and delivered by none other than Michael Cole, who does so much for the Woodlanders and produced this programme, which I'm sure you will all have noticed is in the Olympic colours. And now we recognise the contributions of the Women's League of Health and Beauty of the 1920s and 1930s, as they demonstrate that you do not need to jump through hoops to keep young and beautiful.
Keep young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful. Keep young and beautiful. If you want to be loved, don't fail to do your stuff with a little powder on your mouth. Keep young and beautiful. If you want to be loved, if your boys exercise or your fat off, take it off of here, off and there. If you see really well.
as titillatingly tantalising as always. Ash, Chris, Helena and Janet, together of course with Trudy Whittock, who has choreographed this year's show and all recent shows here at Woodlands as well. Now we pay tribute to the equestrian sports, where our competitors were all so very, very successful, weren't they? Indeed, we moved to Greenwich. Now, it is always a risk to work with live animals on stage. And seldom, I have to say, have we taken that risk here at Woodlands, but we feel that you will undoubtedly think that the risk is worth taking, because you can settle back now, relax and enjoy, I hope, these animals, the dexterity and the deftness of team dressage. Yes. We're very grateful to Phil Carey, the president of that wonderful Froome show. I don't know much about it myself, but they say it's a wonderful show. We're very grateful to Phil for his arranging for the equestrian committee, the horse committee of the Show Society, to give technical advice in connection with that. And I wasn't too worried, because I knew if there was any trouble, we had the mole catchers in. Now, as the interval draws near, can I just remind you, if you need reminding, that during the interval there will be a draw. There are some wonderful, wonderful prizes to be won, and Yvonne, Valerie, and maybe Thelma as well will be here to serve you any extra tickets that you may require. Yvonne, who's done so much, and Valerie, who together with Thelma were in the original show all of 35 years ago, and neither look any older now than they did then. What a creep they are. There are some wonderful prizes, and you will know that all the proceeds raised with marvellous audiences from yourselves and others throughout the year is all spent either here in the village, over at the church, or at the village hall, or the numerous individuals, organisations and charities which, with your support, we have been able to donate to over the years. Also, all of the bars throughout the theatre complex will be open. The most convenient one is the one that Nigel and Jack Coleman are managing just around the corner there. There's a little trouble with the stairs on the balcony bar, so I would leave that one out if I were you. And Joy Chant, happily with us again this year, will be here to sell you ice creams, not just ordinary ice creams, but Marshfield ice cream. You've got a choice as well. Strawberry or vanilla. What about that? Now, where better than to have the closing ceremony to the first part of our show, other than to be in the host city of the 2012 Olympic Games. It is, of course, the city of London. Yes.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London so. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I think of her wherever I go. I get a funny feeling inside of me, just walking up and down. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London town. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London so. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I think of her wherever I go. I get a funny feeling inside of me, just walking up and down. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London
Well, we had to move away because the rent we couldn't pay. And the moving van came round just after dark. There was me and my old man shoving things inside the van, which we've often done before, let me remark. And we packed all we could pack in the van, and that's a fact. And we got inside all we could get inside. And we packed all we could pack